start of the stream. That's the mood today. That is the mood today.
Oh,
Sometimes you need it, girl. I got my click clack bag. God damn it, Noir.
Thank
Yes.
you all for having me, and I'm glad I was on before Bria because there's no way to follow her, so it's good.
garlic smells and tastes like ass. Well, you show me an ass that tastes like garlic, and I'm gonna find myself a new partner.
No.
Summer of Abria.
You could make someone cry over like Romeo and Juliet, or I could make them cry with a story about a werewolf giving a blowjob. And if I could do that, that's a trick to pull off.
Today, your PSA is that when you watch streamers, content creators, YouTubers, influencers, you do not actually know them. You may know their name, you may know facts about them, you do not know them. This is your PSA to not be over familiar. Thank you and have a good day.
And that's kind of why, I'm trying to be as unapologetic as possible, is because I'm trying to be the person that I needed back when I was growing up.
A new IP comes out that's perfect for you, right? But in order for this to exist, we have to get rid of another IP. And whichever IP you replace it with, that's how big it gets.
Star Wars. Bye.
I'll tell you one motherfucking thing. If you're in Australia, go fuck yourself. Australia. Yeah, that's right. I'm picking a fight with the entire goddamn continent of Australia.
So,
go fuck yourself,
tune
mate.
in for October 24th, our show where we have Wasabate, who is in fact Australian, and has promised us one authentic good day.
You know what? If your name is Liam O'Brien, go fuck yourself too. It's hands for you on site, Caleb.
Damn.
So what do you want to do about it? Do you want to play this game with me? Or do you want to forfeit? I don't really think you can keep up with me, but I'd love to see you try. Darling.
Hey, Brookanita! My co-host has been murdered.
You just gotta lie a lot and have one solid apology at the end, and that is the secret to Young Justice working every time.
I feel like that is a Thieves Guild's mantra. Lie longer, lie better. Papa John's.
Anita quite literally said, Noir knows him. And I was like, co-signed. All right, welcome aboard. I was like, that is enough for me. Noir knows and likes this person.
Well, we can always make a Respect Women Juice flask, so you can have it wherever you go.
I'm already working on putting it on a mug.
Excellent. Next, you need shot glasses.
Mm-hmm.
You're just take a quick
Glassware.
shot of Respect Women Juice. Yeah.
Huh? Where am I?
We're going into the That Guy segment. Did you just black out for a little bit?
I was so busy fighting that everything just went red for a second.
You cannot do what I do, like at all. But
Right.
I can't do what you do. And no one can tell your story. No one can sing your song but you.
I always realized Critical Misses. It's just like, it's a film focused channel and, the critical, okay, haha. And then I was like, wait a second. When you roll a 1, that's a critical miss. It
Just
works
get
on
the
so
pun.
many levels. Yes,
Just get the pun.
got the pun. I just got the pun.
We're live. Hi, everybody. Good morning, everyone. Welcome in. It's another episode of Morning Ritual. If you hear us yelling through the entire intro, that's what's going on. That's how we're starting the morning. And we're glad that you could start it with us. Look at me pretending to be a professional host in the midst of all of this. Actually, you know what? We were so busy yelling about it that it didn't even actually register on captions. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, that's just me. Let me figure out what's the frig is going on there. Well, I mean, the captions are still there.
My A1.
Is that, can you, no, not that one. That one? Yeah, there we go. Now you're live and now you're on sound. Tech gremlins.
Oh. Okay, well, we're back.
What happened?
We're fucking back.
They didn't even hear you yell throughout the entire captions because it was muted. So there you go. It didn't end up
There you go.
Good morning, everyone.
Well, now I feel the desire to brag, but now there's no setup for it.
There's no setup for it.
The world must know.
You might say we pulled out of that shot. Last second.
Yep.
Do the introductions. I'm
here for the jokes. And Fox is like every single one this morning. Damn.
You do the introduction.
It was just me quietly saying that everybody was yelling. That was literally the introduction.
No. Perfect. I mean, do you need more of an introduction when it comes to me and Noir? I don't know that you do.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Morning Ritual. I'm one of your hosts, Noir, and with me is
the
main host. The main host.
I'm AJ. AJ Fox.
And we have a very special guest for us. You know what the intro is. Why you leave me out here to die on this stage? Like I'm like, do the intro, and you just like,
an amazing guest for you this morning. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are?
Hi, I'm Mallory, also known as Moxie Blue in some places on the internet. I own and operate Rediscovery RPG. I am a actual play game master, performer, producer, and all around a creative nonsense that does not know how to say no to things.
Mood.
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, buddy.
This gonna be a mess today. I can
feel it deep in my bones. That is the energy that we're bringing on the Sunday morning.
Weird way.
And I love it for us.
All aboard.
All right.
All aboard.
So, everybody, welcome to another episode. How y'all doing?
Doing good.
You know, I'd like to take a quick second to pour one out for Sesame Street and PBS. They got my they got my niggas Sesame. They got my niggas on Sesame Street.
I'm disappointed, but not surprised that they defunded them before the police.
Oh, they ain't never. Where you think
That's
Sesame Street money's going?
No,
I've got it on. I've got it on good authority that former members of Sesame Street are out here looking for other jobs. To no one's surprise, Rocco has signed up for Police Academy, and that's why my nigga Elmo was never fucking with him in the first place.
That's right.
Elmo knew what was up.
He knew what was up.
He knew Rocco was a narc.
He did. He knew Rocco was a narc. All of us knew Rocco was a narc.
I know they young and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Rocco would have voted for Trump.
You're not wrong.
I want a segment of this show where we decide who on Sesame Street voted for who.
Bert and Ernie, clearly Kamala voters.
Obviously,
they wanted to protect their
Oscar the Grouch was a Bernie bro that flipped.
Correct.
But flipped where is the question?
You know where.
You know where. Yeah. We wanted better, but we're not getting it, and that's just is what it is from Oscar.
Count Dracula, clearly a Kamala voter, does not appreciate the disrespect for facts because facts are numbers and numbers are facts, and you can't change that.
I was going to say, why don't we call people who play in actual plays actual players, but then realize the searches for that would find pickup artists.
And if there's one thing I can tell you about the actual play space, not a lot of us have Riz.
That count.
Not a lot of us know what we're doing.
I will say I have met many people in this space that don't have any Riz whatsoever. And that's
Sam
fine for
Belev.
them. Yeah, I was gonna say. And then there's Sam.
I'll come out. I'll come right out and say it. I have negative Riz, but that is okay.
You do not.
That is okay. No, listen, don't patronize me. All right. I am down here in the Riz deficit with a lot of good people. I'm not gonna put out names and say who's down here with me because that would be rude.
That's fair. But also, I am going to use the term Riz deficit for so many people from now on. You got to introduce that to my vocabulary. And when somebody asks me what's a Riz deficit, I'm going to be like, oh boy. And I'm just going to send them this clip.
Riz deficit is when you see somebody do that full I'm gonna talk to that person over their walk, but like as they get like 2 feet closer, you see all the confidence leave their body.
And they just make a U-turn and they're like, oh, I forgot something over here.
Who did Mr. Snuffleupagus vote for?
These are the important questions.
Mr. Snuffleupagus did a write-in vote.
Yeah.
Batman.
Thinking it was funny and
Yeah.
like our democracy wasn't on the line. Fuck you, Snuffleupagus.
I don't care, you're Big Bird's best friend.
We can't all coast on who our best friends are, damn. Like, we just can't do it.
What are we? Mediocre white guy with a talented partner. Weird energy on this one today, folks. We're talking about Sesame Street voting, Riz deficit. Who do you think on Sesame Street has the most Riz?
Oh gosh.
Or charm or swagger, as it were. I'm too old to be saying
Mr.
Riz.
Hooper.
Who?
Who the Yeah, listen, okay, we are clearly Sesame Street casuals in the presence
Apparently.
of a hardcore.
I used to be a nanny, so I thought I had like a good handle on Sesame Street. I clearly do not.
This motherfucker came out. Did you hear the speed of which that answer came?
So fast.
Are you trying to fuck Mr. Hooper?
Listen, Mr. Hooper can get it.
Today's episode brought to you by the letter D.
He's just so kind.
Grover, I believe that.
Yeah.
That's my answer too. Grover.
I was gonna say I could believe Grover. I could believe Cookie Monster to an extent. If you're someone that really likes sweets, I could say Cookie Monster has a lot of Riz in your direction. That's like content specific Riz, if you will.
Grover could get your number when he's near, and he can get your number when he's far.
Thank you for knowing who Mr. Hooper is.
No clue.
You
Mr.
hear
Hooper
how,
OG.
you hear how offended Fox?
So, like
I also had
again,
older
who
siblings,
casual
Hold
Sesame
on, let
Street
me-
watchers?
Let me
Are you
look up
googling
Mr.
Hooper? I was gonna say,
Yeah.
let me look him up. Let me give
Let
this
me
man a
see.
fair shot.
Hooper
This
used to
nigga-
go to the store.
Mr. Hooper Sesame Street. The actual.
why he look like the evolution of Bernie Sanders? Like if you handed Bernie Sanders a moonstone, he turns into Mr. Hooper.
I also like the Google characterizes him as a Muppet character, and then he's very clearly the only human in this picture.
Yes.
Like the picture. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. The picture that the first picture I see on Google when I look up Mr. Hooper Sesame Street has my man in a pink shirt, suspenders, and a bow tie.
Yes, I see the same picture.
And he's giving you that you trying to fuck,
right? That's the look of like, hey, I saw you from across the bar and I like your vibe. That's that look that this man is giving across the way in the middle of Sesame Street. Good for him.
That's the look that's daring you to make the first move. Like, what you gonna do about
died
it?
in the early 80s. Yes, Great Day, he did die in the early 80s.
God damn it, Great Day. Well, look,
I had older
pictures look
siblings,
old.
and a lot of
Oh,
Sesame
okay.
Street that we got here in Canada was spliced together reruns of this Sesame Street from the 70s.
Oh, they gave y'all
That makes sense.
They gave y'all
With
expired
original
episodes.
characters, because we actually had our own. We had our own Muppets up here for Sesame Street.
You know, there is
How did
there
I
is
not know that? I love that.
There
It's kind of like
is-
how there's different Big Birds in different countries.
Yes, I do know about the different Big Birds.
Wait,
But
what
we
the fuck?
had a
Yeah, there are
polar
different
bear,
Big Birds in different countries, and they all look different.
and we had a otter named I think the otter's name was Louie.
We could have had an otter.
Yeah, we had an otter and we had a polar bear.
I wish we
Sesame
would have
Street.
had the otter and the polar bear. Those are fun. I love that.
Now I gotta see if I can find them.
Yeah, in the Netherlands, he's blue, according to Edwin, which I love.
Hey, yo!
Doc, there are, in fact, different kinds of big birds. Good call out. Ostriches, albatrosses.
Yo!
Yeah, there's like I know there's an orange one.
Brazil's Big Bird is
I think it's Brazil's big bird that I'm thinking of.
terrifying.
Yes, he's scary.
That motherfucker would give me nightmares for real.
So it was Sesame Street for a while, but then it switched over to Sesame Park was the Canadian version.
Huh. Love that.
Wow. I've got a very inappropriate
Basil the
question.
bear.
I've got a very inappropriate question. It is Sesame Street knowledge
Yeah.
that Big Bird was almost on the Challenger.
It's true.
Stop laughing. It's not funny.
Big Bird was almost on Challenger. Yes.
I feel like I read that somewhere at some point.
Which Big Bird was it?
I'm gonna assume the American Big Bird.
So would we have just
because they all have different names. They're not all called Big Bird. So if it said Big Bird was supposed to be on the Challenger, it was definitely the American version.
So if our now this is if God forbid there's another timeline in which Big Bird did go on to the Challenger, would we have just stolen another country's Big Bird? Like
This would be the darkest timeline of Sesame Street, and I do think they would have to have a special episode teaching children about grief, because they would have pushed it to where kids watched it, and then they would have seen everything, and then they would have had to have like a whole week of how to grieve on Sesame Street.
That was actually the plan. That was the reason they pulled out, is because they were worried that something was going to happen, and they would have to explain to kids what would happen if Big Bird.
Yeah.
Because if Big Bird was on Challenger, there would have to have been a whole special episode about death.
Like
because Big
death
Bird
and
would
grief, and they would have
canonically
had
died.
Yeah, and they would have had to have like a Big Bird funeral, which is like a terrifying
So
thing
there
to think
is
about.
a darker
Which
timeline
Challenger
than
has-
this one. Or is
and
that
it's the one where
linchpin?
I was about to say
The bird needs to die.
And it's the one where Big Bird is on the Challenger, and that's how we know there's one darker timeline than this one.
Like this is like that's gotta be the most terrifying way to go. Like I think I've just found a new terrifying way to go, which is to be in a full-on Big Bird suit. Cause that's not that's not funny. That's just a new fear that I have now.
No, and it's a fair fear to have, honestly.
There is a
Thought
darker
about that
timeline
one.
in this one. Thank you, Corndog.
Yeah.
Like, but would it have been like? I feel like maybe that would have been the thing to turn everything around. Like, maybe we need a new conversation.
We somehow got on Sesame Street, and like, honestly, what a way to start your Sunday morning. Deep talks about Sesame Street. I love
Sesame Street.
Like, if you could change 3 events to try and fix this timeline, what 3 events are you changing?
There are so many that you could go for. That like 3 isn't really enough to fix what's going on.
I can point to 3 that sound innocuous, but probably caused a lot of the shift in our culture.
Okay.
Coney 2012.
What about it?
It was the very first. It's like the internet's very first like social advocacy meme.
Oh, Coney 2012.
Coney 2012.
Yeah. Okay, I remember.
Harambe.
Mm-hmm.
And Gamergate.
Ah, you got me. I was gonna Gamergate was gonna be mine. You just gotta shoot all the motherfuckers in the head. You just gotta shoot all of them. I'm sorry. No, that's not how you fix it.
Reagan, just the whole guy. Thank you.
The whole guy.
9/11.
You know, there's this conversation.
But without 9/11, we don't have My Chemical Romance or Twilight.
Oh,
babe,
it's true. We also don't have Come From Away.
Babe,
Come From Away is great. What?
It is.
My Chemical Romance I get, but Twilight.
Twilight is because of My Chemical Romance. That's the historical domino effect. Stephanie Myers loved My Chemical Romance so much that she started writing vampire fiction.
I thought that was Muse, and that's why she had Muse in the movie.
I'm learning so much today. I'm learning so much today.
The historical domino effect goes 9/11, My Chemical Romance, Twilight. Then 50 Shades of Grey.
Correct.
And the entire YA genre, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, if you, well, no, I'm saying if you allow 50 Shades to exist, then that breeds forth a whole legion of bad doms, is what
I
I'll
was
call
gonna
it.
say,
Oh, yeah,
literally,
absolutely.
bad doms is the simplest way to put it. Because I was in high school when 50 Shades of Grey came out, and I will never forget being at All County Chorus and all of the teachers like sitting reading it in the back of the room while we were with our conductor. And like at one point I turned around and like 5 of them all sitting in a row all had 50 Shades of Grey out, including my director. And I was like, what is happening back there? I'm just going to turn back around. I have music to learn. I'm ignoring all of that. And I did. I chose to never address it.
I remember when 50 Shades came out, I've grown as a person. I would like to
Preface it with that.
Oh, but I was like, you motherfuckers just out here feel like we don't know sport. Y'all just out here reading about somebody getting their cheeks beat up on the bus. Like, I know what you reading. I like right now, you just sitting there all casual. Like, I don't know that Mr. Gray is in them guts. Now, if I read a Hustler magazine, I'm a weirdo. But y'all get to get away with it because it has a fancy cover on it. No. I know what's happening in those books. You can't just be... It's fucked up. I'm just saying. It's like, and it continues. Don't act like you read Fourth Wing because it's a fantasy series. You sick freaks. All right.
As someone who teaches Fourth Wing stuff at work, yeah. Fully.
But heaven forbid, I'm on the hub on my iPad in the Uber. I lose ratings. Okay, that's fair, I guess.
In the Uber.
If we're listing bad things people for decades ago that resulted in good things today, are we not going to mention Gary Gygax?
Oof.
Yeah.
Gary Gygax. I mean, I hate that motherfucker. I'm trying to say it in a way that's not blunt, but like
you're saying whatever way you want. This is like you two host this show. Like literally, you can say what you want.
Well, I mean, like also like I'm friends with an old friend of his. Like,
okay, so be maybe slightly careful about what you say, but at least you feel like it.
I know people that are close to it. I don't want to come off like I am, but like respectfully, fuck that nigga. Like for real, like it's not. Like, this is the same dude that was just like, women's minds are capable of playing games like, bro, it's not that, it's rolling dice,
Despite
dog.
The fact that he played the game with his daughters. Like,
yeah. Not only am I capable of playing it, I'm capable of designing it. Come at me. I have a whole degree in it.
And like, he also took part of that whole like, we're not gonna say black people are orcs, but if they had a favorite sport, it'd be basketball. And if they had a favorite movie, Eddie Murphy would be in it. Like, bro, I know what you're saying. Like, we're not orcs.
Oh, thank you, Patrick.
Anyways, this is the energy that we're bringing into your Sunday morning.
Yeah, this is what you get today. I hope you're buckled in.
Well, no, let's elaborate on that. Mal, you're a better designer than Gygax by a mile. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've designed and what you've designed?
So I have a master's degree that I got during COVID because I'm gonna be so honest, I was bored. And I was planning to go get my master's to be a therapist, and then COVID happened, kind of derailed all my plans. And so I did an online master's degree in game design instead. And while I was in there, started designing my first games. And so out and about in the world right now, you can find Remember Us and Remember Us Together, which are the same like rule set. Remember Us Together kind of expands on it. But you can play it either as a solo journaling type of game, or you can play it with a GM and one player. And it is your journey as the player when you are left alone. The people that have loved and surrounded you for many years are gone. And you are now facing all of the memories that they left behind with you and how they shaped you as a person. So the original Remember Us takes place in one house, and you can design the house as you go through, like make the blueprint. You play with a deck of cards, and you draw for the person, the room, how they died, and the like memory, the impact that they left on you. And then you design and tell a story around it. And so then in Remember Us Together, it expands out to the town that you lived in as a kid, leaving the house and going around the town. And the friends that moved away, or the people that you just had a big falling out with, a big last fight and you never saw again, and all of those things. And you rebuild the town as you're getting ready to leave for the final time before you move away. Both of those are out. And then Memory Lane is in design. I've done live playtests of it on the internet. So the playtests are out there, but the book is not, because I have never been fully happy with it to put it out into the universe. But you can find live playtests if you want to see how it works.
Okay.
With memories and stuff.
So question, what what would be your dream project? Like, if it had an IP or I mean, it could be anything. Like, if you got all the green lights that you would need to make a thing, what would you make?
Oh, that's so incredibly hard.
I know a project I'd love to see you make, but I want to hear what your dream project is first.
I would love if I could make a Warehouse 13 tabletop game. That is one of my favorite series of all time. It was such a big turning point for me in my love of storytelling. I would kill to make a Warehouse 13 tabletop game.
Okay. Fox, what about you? If you could make any game project, what would it be?
Good question.
Thank you. I'm very glad that you think so. You know, put
Like
that out there.
Does it have to be a property, or does it have to be an original?
No, it can be whatever. I just want to hear what you make.
For a while ago, I came up with a concept for a witchy cyberpunk style game where it's like where hacking is more like hexes. It's called Hex the Planet. I'd like to get that off the ground.
That's hell yeah! That sounds awesome.
I love that.
Sliders. Ooh, good idea, Fluffy Butt.
I think a project that you would kill, Mal, would be the Hatchetfield IP.
Oh, I would happily.
And if I could design a game, there's this game idea I've had for the longest. I think we even we kind of on the Josh Simons episode, we came up with it here.
Canceled?
Which is the canceled game.
Could you explain to me what the canceled game is? Because I don't think I saw that episode, but I'm very intrigued by the title.
Yes. All the players are playing influencers who have been canceled for some reason, and you have to go through trials and tribulations to get yourself uncanceled. The game would start with everybody giving a YouTube apology, and then the group would vote for who had the most authentic YouTube apology, and that player goes first. And then you just do things to get yourself uncanceled, even sometimes at the cost of other players.
I love that, and I want it to be known that my YouTube apology would be ukulele contingent. I want a ukulele, and I will sing my apology to you. If you don't understand that reference, congratulations, you're on the internet less than I am.
I think it's almost worth having that bit of brain rot to see what clearly is the worst apology. What was it? The something
gossip train.
Yes,
that's
the one.
God damn it!
I've met her.
No.
Yes. Wow. I've met her and I worked her show. One night only, venue contingent. I worked for the venue and she was there. And so I was working her show night. And then years later that came out and I was like, oh my God.
Also, hey, Sir Heckler, how's it going? Or is that Dr. Heckalot?
I was going to say, aren't we Dr. Heckalot now? Congratulations, Dr. Heckalot.
Or is it Sir Heckalot MD?
Sir Dr. Heckalot. DVM.
Sir Dr. Heckalot. Yep. Like that.
All right, listen, I stalled long enough, and so let's just get to it.
Get to what?
So there's a war in the TTRPG community between people who see these little guys as storytelling devices. You know, you roll them, you get a number, You tell the story. That's it. That's where it stops. Now there are others among us, little monsters, that see these as the forbidden candy. The forbidden crunch, they call it.
Yes.
They put dice in their mouth, even though it's a dental and choking hazard. Now we tell them you can get candy dice, right? But they say that's crunch. They want to crunch, which you can only do with non-edible dice.
Oh, I see the confusion here. Okay.
Yeah. So I have to ask you, what side of this conflict are you on? Are you on the side of the Angels team, stop the crunch, or are you on the side of the villains, which is Crunch Crew?
I think that you already knew my answer to this question before you asked me this question. And
I've had people come on this show and switch up.
Switch up what?
I thought I saw you put something in your mouth. No. I got real heated for a second.
That would have been hilarious, though. I'm sad I didn't take it.
No, I've had people come on this show and switch up on me, so I need to know what side of this war you on.
I gotta say, man, I've never been the person that was like, I'm gonna eat like the gravel from the bottom of the fish tank, right? Because that was a thing for a minute. I wasn't like a Tide Pods person.
Wait, time out. Time.
What?
You
can't tell me you've never heard this. You can't tell me you've never heard this. You can't.
People eat the gravel at the bottom of a fish tank?
I don't know that anybody's ever actually done it, but it is one of those things that people have been like, man, I really want to eat that. And then people's response to that was just eat nerds. They look the same. Because it's like the rainbowy gravel that you put at the bottom of the fish tank.
What the fuck? I refuse to believe black people are taking part in this. I refuse. I just, listen, call me a racist if you want. This has white written all over it. Okay, there's something
argument to that.
There is something about looking at the bottom of a fish tank and going yummy that screams privilege. I don't know what it is.
To answer your question, though,
yes.
I have to be Team Crunch only because I sent you literally in like the very first episode of Y'all Coming Back, and you asked somebody this question. I said, is this a bad time to tell you that I made a piece of art for my house that looks like a chocolate chip cookie, but the chocolate chips have been replaced with dice? And you responded back to me with, is this a bad time to tell you I have to stop being on Childhood Nightmares?
But they weren't actual dice.
No, they weren't actual dice.
You're not on Team Crunch.
I'm not gonna actually put a dice in my mouth and crush it. I am up for the chaos that would ensue.
No.
But I am up for making people think I eat my dice by buying candy that looks like dice and popping that in my mouth mid-conversation and acting like I've done nothing weird at all.
Don't do this. You're going somewhere I can't follow.
I have looked up dice-shaped candy on the internet many times because I thought it'd be funny to eat some midstream and see if anybody noticed. I've never ordered it, but I do have it favorited on the internet because it would confuse a lot of people, and I think that's very funny.
So you're not an actual crotcher, but you're up for crotching.
I'm up for it. I'm in support for those that would like to do it. Yes, we'll go with crotch curious. I want a name tag, a t-shirt, a sticker, whatever you want, but it should say crotch curious on it.
You got it from here, Fox. I don't even know what to say at this point.
I'll work on the merch for it.
No merch for these motherfuckers.
No, you heard.
No merch for these motherfuckers.
Merchandise.
They get nothing. They get nothing.
Crotch curious.
Crunch
Be on
curious.
my team. It's the secret third option that's better than the other two.
See,
I
we
get to
brought
live in a
Secret
life
third
of
option was harm
mystery.
prevention.
see.
It's
All right,
finding you alternatives, like the alternative to fish gravel is nerds. I am giving you the alternatives to choking on your dice. Crunch, curious, crew. You heard me.
So this is we
Crunchy
are the
raunchy.
Crunchy Raunchy, that's the follow-up sticker. It's a 2-pack as far as I am concerned.
we are in the morning ritual reboot of the original series.
You are.
Like we're the reboot, and I was like, all right, for the reboot, I would try and keep it to just 2. Crotch Crew and Stop the Crotch. Because in the original morning ritual, like it got nutty. People were coming up with their own sides to this war. There are prostitutes, you know,
There were
like
2
which
chancellors.
I don't like. I don't want to crotch dies, but $20 is $20. Like it's you know.
I mean, and who could argue with that?
I can argue with it, and I did. And it hurt because that was my old blood that came up with that horse shit. All right. By Crunchel? No.
Yeah, I think you can, Sir Heckle. I'll answer that question for tomorrow. I think you can.
Listen
I
here, you
think
little
can be
freaks.
I think you can do whatever your heart desires.
No, you can't. All right. When it comes to crotching, fuck you guys. We're living in a binary. And the binary is Stop the Crotch or
I'm not here for a
Crotch.
binary. I am here for the rainbow of possibilities that come just like the rainbow colors of your dice. You can be anything you want to be out here, and I support you, whatever that is.
You get your rainbow out of my crotching.
Wow.
I'm
real
crotchophobic.
Real crunchophobic. And during Crunch Month.
Is that what May is now? Crunch Month?
God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Eve. 20. I'm just kidding.
The woke agenda is just on dice crunching.
Yeah.
I don't support being wrong, but they are allowed to be wrong.
Exactly. I'm not saying I'm going to go out and swallow one of these D20s whole, but I am saying if you make that choice for yourself, I'm here to support you and hope you don't choke.
Nah,
That's
I'm here to stop you. May is Crotch Month since both my anniversary and birthday are this month.
My birthday's also this month. There you go. That's what makes it Crunch Month.
Listen, we're not
That's what
giving crotches.
makes it Crunch Month?
I feel. Do I gotta fight both of y'all and chat? You little freaks! You cut it.
I've
been
already
called
made it clear
worse.
where I stand, firmly in the middle.
That's not a place to stand.
There you go.
That is in the highway. If you
And
only
sometimes
swallow
you
the
just gotta stand in the
D20,
hallway.
You don't use your teeth. It's an even crotching. Great face. You stop.
These are the questions that
That is
matter.
that
They
is the
need
question for the
answers.
Swallow Savior. I believe that was Paladin.
I want to design a whole campaign now around the crunch.
No.
Yeah.
This is.
That's
I
what I've
feel-
decided. The inspiration has struck me today.
Maybe. Am I racist because I recently retired my diverse colored dice set and replaced it with 20 sets of black dice? Yeah, but you racist in the right way. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't listen. There's no right way to be racist. And Crotchel.
Yes. See, there you go. We're expanding our whole universes here today, everybody. People say you can't get things done on a Sunday, that it's a day of rest. I argue to you that we've gotten so much done in the last hour. Not even hour. 45
You know what?
minutes.
This brings to mind another question about dice
Sure.
that we could probably scooch away from you crotch sleuths. But I think that every sexual identity should have their own die. And
Correct.
I feel like it's very clear that the poly die are the D100 because you get 2 of them.
Yeah.
I feel like Ace is the D4.
That feels right.
I feel like the heterosexual die is D20 because it's the no. I say the heterosexual die is the D6.
It is. It's the D6 because it comes with every board game ever.
It feels right. It
Yeah.
just feels right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
every board game ever. Like you can play Monopoly with D6s, and I would like someone to name me a more straight board game than Monopoly.
Narnia is saying that Pan could be the. I think Bai is the D12. Bai is the
Ooh, Bai does feel like the D12, and I do.
Bai
like the
does
argument
feel
that-
D12-y, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like the argument that Pan is a D20.
What is Ace? Do you think?
D4.
No, I think. Oh
Is
yeah,
that
no,
what you
we
said?
we said
I was gonna
that. Yeah,
say.
that's
Yeah.
never mind. So, I'm so sorry.
No,
right.
you're fine.
Yahtzee is straight.
Oh, yeah, Yahtzee is straight. You are correct. And Yahtzee holds the most D6 you'll ever see in a single game.
Let's see.
Hold on, let me pull out some die.
I was gonna say, are we making sure we're accounting for all the dice? I have my dice straight beside me.
Trans die is D8. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Hold on.
Me collecting one of every type of my dice in my hands.
So we have decided that the decent. I feel like at the beginning of every year there should be like a dice draft. Like we the heterosexuals draft the
council has
D6.
decided.
All right, the D6. I think it's a. If you agree that the D6 is the heterosexual die, put 6 in the chat right now.
Let us know.
We're doing this. We're
We're
doing
doing
this.
this. We're drafting the entire sexuality of the dice here today. Because why not? Honestly.
I think Bai is more D12 energy, Narnia.
Yeah. I like a D12 for Bai.
I think D12
Why
is
though?
Bai
Like
energy.
it makes sense, but I can't.
In the same way that math is blue. I don't know. It just happens. It is
Math is
what the
red,
world
though.
intended.
Wait.
Oh, sorry. No, you're right. Math is red.
Math is red.
Yeah,
Science
math
is
red.
blue.
Science is blue.
No, science is green.
Science is blue.
English is
Social-
green.
Social studies
English is yellow.
English is yellow. English is definitely yellow.
Thank you. It's yellow.
Wait, hold
Mr.
on.
Hecklot, science is green.
Science is green. Fuck you. Science is blue.
Science is blue. I think green is social studies.
Oh, see, I always did social studies as blue.
Math is blue.
Math is blue. Kiss my ass.
English is yellow. Thank you.
Math is red.
That's the real draft we need to be doing. Nobody in this chat is here for dice. They're all here to argue what color goes with what.
I know we just left dice. I feel like we got it all solved.
Okay,
though.
so
like,
D4.
Yeah, we did.
D4.
D4 ace.
Ace.
D6 hetero.
Correct.
D8
D8 trans.
trans.
Yes.
D10 is pan.
Is pan. D100 poly.
Yes,
D100
D100 poly. D12 is bi.
D12 is bi. D20 is D20 gives me lesbian energy.
I'll take it.
Mm.
I would take that.
Oh, you're right. You're right, Grey. Trans dice should not be in the set. That's gender identity, not sexual identity.
That's
I
fair.
think we were just going through the whole
The
LGBT.
I was supposed to say we were going through flags.
We're going
more
through flags.
Yeah. But if we want to stick it to just gender identities, we can take
I
trans
think
out.
the
What do we
social
do?
studies as orange. That's what's
Also
up.
not named.
Yes.
Honestly, I'll take social studies as orange.
Yes.
I'll take that. I'll take social studies as orange. I had 8 classes a day in high school. There weren't enough hours in the rainbow.
alliance that we've made this day.
D2 is just gay. Yes.
Well, I was also say D2 is just gay because there's so much talk of being a top or a bottom that you just, it's already there. It's built in. I said what I said.
I want to set a die that has each respective flag on the highest number of each of these.
Yes. I have pansexual dice. It's just a whole set of
me
pansexual
too.
dice.
Yeah.
Here they are. They're pretty. They're from Odd Duck.
Oh, yours are cooler than mine.
I
I've
have
got
gay
the-
dice too.
I got the rubbery bouncy ones. Purple is playing video games with your friends at lunch. I did put all of my D&D stuff in my purple folder, no lie.
I love that. I also have Golden Girls dice. I forgot about those.
Wait, what?
I have Golden Girls dice. That's cheesecake on the 6. And then each of them have their own face.
Okay. Why do you have that? Where did you get that?
They were a gift from a friend. I have no clue where they got them. They when I first moved to Pittsburgh, my friends knew I was a little homesick. I was missing home, and around Easter they made me an Easter basket and it had Golden Girls dice in it.
From now on, when people flip a coin to choose something, I want them to say pick
In the air, top or
and
bottom. There you go.
All right. Now
Hydrate.
comes I don't want to die.
I took
hydrate.
my sip. Take your sip. There you go.
All right. Punishment question time.
Cool.
You get to play with 85 people that are alive right now. You get to pick who's the GM and what game you're playing. What is this table? Yeah, it's the punishment question because you chose wrong. You should have said stop the crotch.
And then I would have gotten a question that wasn't hard.
Yeah, that's exactly how this works.
Okay, so it's 5 people plus me.
Yes.
Okay. I have many thoughts on this. So many thoughts. My actual legit dream table is like a mix of my friends and then just like really talented like improv people, honestly. Like very talented storytellers. So like let's just say I have 2 seats open for my friends, and it's like whatever of my friends are available, literally whatever my friends are available, because all of my friends are extremely talented and I would love to have literally any of them there. But then I only have 3 seats left, and that's where things get hard.
You gotta pick the 2 friends.
I'm
not letting you get away. That's why it's a punishment. That's why it's a punishment question. Choose who you love the most and who dies in the lava.
Everybody else is dying now?
Yeah.
All my friends are dying except for the 2 that I put in the table.
Whoever's at this table gets shot. This is a punishment question.
I don't know. I can't pick my friends. Okay, so then all my friends are in the lava. I don't know. I can't pick 2 of my friends to sit at this table. So then here are 5 just very talented improv people that I.
Oh, okay. So just all your friends die.
You know what? I will come straight to Chicago to fight you. Here we are.
Okay.
On my way. I have to give a seat to Angela Giratana. We had this discussion earlier before we went live. I love Angela Giratana. She's so funny and so good at what she does and amazing at improv, like such good timing. And the like just amount of jokes that feel in a similar vein to mine, where it's just like, what's happening? Not that you'll ask what's happening, it's that I'm asking what's happening because I don't understand and that everybody thinks it's a joke. I just am very much a big fan. I was listening to the Nerdy Prudes Must Die soundtrack this morning while I got ready.
Who will pray for you? Sorry.
Yeah, that's literally my favorite part. I love her. So Angela Giratana can sit there, and then I don't know if I should pick tabletop people or if I should pick people that aren't tabletop people.
It's up to you. Everybody else
Yes.
goes
Yeah.
in the lava, apparently.
Who do you love more?
The whole
I guess?
world goes into lava. Whoever I don't put at the table. We weren't prepared for Angela as the villain, Sir Heckalot. You're right, but damn it, it's what we deserved.
What do you mean we weren't prepared for Angela as the villain? She was
No,
the villain and Dirty Prudes must die.
No, in Cinderella, like I literally it's just the line of like, you know, I wanted to walk with you so you could stab me in the back, and she pulls out a knife and goes, "You clever whore." I love that line. It's just so fucking funny. Angela Giartata.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be a basic bitch. Abria Iyengar. Brennan Lee Mulligan.
Mm-hmm.
So hard. Lou Wilson.
That's the sound of your friends dying in the lava.
God!
I'm sorry, go ahead.
And what else do I want? This is so hard.
I love this question. This is my
This
favorite
is literally
question.
maybe the hardest question I've ever been asked. My brain keeps going back to Anjali.
Who?
No, that's not who I'm thinking of. Hold on. I have a face and the name is gone.
What's the face from?
She's been on Critical Role and on Dimension 20. And she was in
Erica Ishii?
No, it's not Erica. I've seen Erica on Broadway or off Broadway.
Jasmine?
No.
A bronze girl?
No. What is I'm blanking on her name. Somebody's gonna think of it and like it. In an hour, I'm gonna text you all a picture of her and be like, this is who I was talking about. I'm just gonna pick somebody else because I can't think of her name. Killing me.
Critical Role.
Who do I want?
Was it from one of the mini campaigns?
Oh,
Like,
you know what? No, I want Reika.
Reika?
I want Reika Tucker. That's what I want. Because I think Reika energy at a table is phenomenal. It's so good.
Grey,
But I do love Erica Ishii.
Gray, they suggested that we bring in the earlier conversation to build your TTRPG table using Sesame Street characters. Bonus, what class playstyle would you expect from each of them?
Oh shit, that's a good fucking
Zoe is a
question.
rules
So
lawyer.
good. Correct.
Human fighter.
Yeah.
Didn't they do this? Hold on, 1 second.
I want Oscar the Grouch at my table. And I think he's gonna try to turn himself into the villain no matter what we do. He's gonna pick like some sort of
Oscar the Grouch
spellcaster, like a
feels
warlock.
Circle of Spores druid to me.
Oh, I do. Yeah, no, Circle Sports, you're totally correct. Rocco is the big bad of the campaign.
Yes. A rogue earth elemental titan.
Yes, and all Elmo wants to do is smite him. Yes, Elmo is about.
Y'all are making me really want to fucking run this game, actually.
I played a Muppet campaign way back in the day.
I played with puppets. I did a whole Call of Cthulhu game where me and the GM were the only humans.
I love that.
And I played with puppets. It was it was a very wild time in my life. I feel like the count would be a
Studios.
Perception Studios.
Oh, love
you're a
Perception
real one.
Studios. Really, they are the nicest people.
Fucking.
Big
I
Bird
feel like
is a barbarian. You're right. He stomp.
Correct.
He's too soft. Not the barbarian. He's not the barbarian.
Then is he
giant beautifully who has anger issues?
That's fair.
Listen, I'm gonna say something. Y'all gonna disagree with me, but I believe that the obvious choice for Barbarian in Sesame Street is Ernie.
Cookie
Really?
Monster.
I was gonna say I would believe Cookie Monster before I would leave Ernie.
No, hold on. I think I might be getting them confused.
Oh, do you mean Bert?
Bert.
Yeah, Bert.
Yeah, Bert I could see as a barbarian.
Bert is the barbarian.
He's got a lot of built up anger.
Ernie's a wizard.
Oh, I'll take Ernie as a wizard any day. For sure.
I would say Ernie is a wild mage
Or a
sorcerer.
bard? Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool. That would be a cool one.
You could do that.
Yeah. If he's singing to the rubber ducky, though, he's got to be a bard.
At least a level in bard.
Yeah, at least like one level in bard, and the rest can be wild magic sorcerer.
I mean, in that you can argue that all these motherfuckers got one level in bard thing.
I mean, that's fair. If you use the Muppet Born like homebrew race that's online, you always get half cover because the bottom half of you can never be seen. So you could also argue they all get that. Which was a real thing on the internet.
Big Bird as a monk. Ooh, good option.
Big Bird as a monk would be cool.
I can see that, yeah.
Hashtag down with Rocco. I fear we have started something that I love.
Big Bird is a monk because he also was able to uncanny dodge the Challenger disaster.
All the way out of pocket.
Don't you also get that as a rogue? Uncanny dodge? Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like you get that with
All
rogue.
the way out of pocket. How the fuck dare you? Baby!
I was allowed to get caffeine before a show.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Nothing. Keep going, AJ. It was beautiful.
You abandoned the pocket.
Were we ever there to begin with?
I don't think we were ever there.
I don't think so.
I was allowed to get caffeine.
Oh.
Bugs really did say, I'm not going to go get caffeine. I don't need it. Me and Nora were like, take your time. Go. It's fine.
Absconded from the pocket.
Yeah, we were never there.
I kind of want to run the Down with Rocco Sesame Street one shot.
Please just promise me you'll let me be there because I want to take down Rocco so fast and so hard.
I think that might be a Patreon goal.
Let's make it a Patreon goal. Absolutely.
What do you say? 200 to run the 200 to run the Down with Rocco.
Why not?
We need one special guest that plays a human, though.
Oh, for sure. One human and the rest of us play Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it before and I'll do it again.
Heck needs this.
Please.
The geological menace to face justice.
Drop that Patreon link. We'll fucking make it happen. Oh,
one
my
human. God. Chris, you would be the one human.
One human, you say?
Holy fucking shit.
I don't know.
Big Bird is a monk because he evaded the Challenger tragedy. I have never...
Like I said, there is exactly one dark line that is darker
Thank
than this
you.
one. Exactly one.
That's why your ass ain't allowed back in the States, because of shit like that. No, I'm just joking. I love you, babe. I'm not over it. That's fun. Is Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life?
Rocco's a rock.
Rocco is a rock.
And
He's
Zoe's
just
best
a
friend.
rock. Yes, and Zoe's best friend.
Zoe is an asshole, if you ask me. I'm like, you see this man suffering every time you bring up that fuck ass rock. And she knows he's a rock is the thing.
Yeah.
Like, Like this like I'm genuinely getting heated. Like there's this one part where fucking Elmo's just like, bitch, why he hanging out with other rocks? And she goes, bring it in. Cause rocks are boring. Then why you bringing a rock to the function?
Elmo just wants his chocolate chip cookie.
Go give it to them. And then everybody, like, you know what? I feel like we as a society are gaslighting Elmo, and I think that's where like some of my indigestion has come from, because I don't want to participate in this shit. Like, I feel bad down to my soul. Like, Elmo will be on a fucking TV show, like an interview, and like, you know, he's doing his best to promote his show to educate our children. And then inevitably the interviewer will go, now tell me about you and Rocco. And this sweet, poor little boss is just like this bitch right here. And like he can't say that. He got to stay professional. And it's getting to the point where even he's like, you see how professional I'm being right now? You see how I'm not, like, don't get it twisty. I'm a little red monster, bitch. I can kill you right now. Like, I feel like we don't listen to the part that he's a monster. I'm sorry.
There are two darker timelines. One where Big Bird was on the Challenger, and the second where Elmo literally kills an interviewer because of Rocco.
Like, and he just pulls out a gun and empties the clip on a reporter.
Fox special is to cast your TTRPG table using only anthropomorphized disasters / traumatic events.
I want to see Elmo lose his temper.
9/11 is a rogue mastermind.
You going on a list. You going on a list. You know, like, you are going on a list. You put me on a list. You safe. You in Canada.
Affiliation. Affiliation. I may also be on this list now, and that's fine because I was here for when you said it, and that's probably enough for them. It's fine. I'm probably on somebody else's list somewhere anyway.
Oh my god!
It's fine.
What the fuck? You put me on a 9/11.
Oh, I love
please
this.
don't. AI sucks.
Yeah, AI's the worst.
Wait, what are we talking about now?
Technical Sesame Street characters were D&D into an AI, image generating AI. No, don't do it.
So that's why Elmo needs to work in Times Square and lawyer bills.
True.
Yo, I highly recommend anybody that's trying to just get a silly image to head to like Hungry Artist, the Hungry Artist subreddit on Reddit. There are a lot of artists there that will like draw you a fun little doodle for like $5 or something like that. Yeah. But like, no, I like, cause like, you know, I get like not having a lot of money for art, but that's where you kind of find people to work with you to get that kind of stuff created. Cause yay humanity.
Sometimes your friends will just do it for free because they're bored. I drew a picture of Sarah as a Muppet one night because I was bored, and I texted Sarah and I said, "Is there any art you want?" And she went, "I want one of me as a Muppet," and I was like, "Challenge accepted."
Oh wow, must be nice to get those kind of offers, you know. I mean,
you could literally text me at any time and be like, "Hi, I'd like to see myself as a Muppet." I would do it.
He really would. He would cry if he received that art.
No, I wouldn't. Shut up. I don't. Wait, time out. Fox, bring it in.
Yo, what's up?
You gotta stop telling people about my love of puppets. All right, this is starting to get out of hand.
It's not even that much of a secret, though.
It is a secret. Nobody knows how much I love puppets.
Though, because
I can't interject myself into your little huddle here, but it's really not a secret how much you love Muppets. It's not.
Where's the Professor Noir?
1 second, sorry.
Huh?
Where's the professor?
Nowhere near me.
Not on the shelf that's directly to your right?
No.
Did you just take him down from the shelf and put a photo to your left? Is he in your hands right now?
No.
Is he on your desk right now?
Shut the no.
I can see him.
No,
I was to say I can't see him. Not to interject myself into your huddle again, but
you
You can see the top of his top of his hat right there. On
Yeah,
the
you
overlay?
can't. No,
and like his
no,
little glasses, I see him right there.
no, you don't.
I do though. Honestly, they may be hidden on stream, but we can see it.
No, you
There he
can't.
is.
There we go. Now they can see the top of his hat.
I dropped him in when the glass in his
Oh,
glasses came out.
Oh no.
it's okay.
Oh,
He just has fancy glasses now. That's all. He
have
only
y'all
needs help in
heard
one
of?
eye, but he likes glasses, not contacts.
This is the professor from Internet History.
Puppet
Uh,
history.
Puppet History. I'm tired. It is my favorite thing to watch when I'm sad, and me and the professor are best buddies. And if you think that's weird, go fuck yourself. All right, all right. Gangsters like puppets. All right, that's where it
That's
is.
another T-shirt if I've ever heard it. Gangsters like puppets. T-shirt. Merchandise gold, dear. That's all I'm saying.
New t-shirt. Nobody knows how much I love puppets.
Listen, don't think I'm less gangster just because you know what? I'll fucking admit it. I got two things next to me at all times: the puppy and a motherfucking tool. So if you want to fucking rock with me, we can goddamn go. Cause I ain't scared.
Where did that second one come from?
Don't ask questions. Niggas need sometimes motherfuckers test my gangster, and I gotta let them know. Don't let the puppet fool you. All right, he's got an extra clip in the satchel. It's adorable.
Can the professor hold the gun?
You think I'm joking? Let me go in this satchel. You thought it was a game? You thought I was kidding? We got an extra clip in this motherfucker. All right, and I'm not fucking around. So like, it's me and my puppet. So we have some segments that we like to get to on this show.
Love that for
Hour
us.
and 20 minutes in.
Who cares? I can be here all day as far as I'm concerned.
Where
I
are
don't
the
have
jelly
to
beans?
plan until 6:30. So
The jelly beans are in the satchel.
there's a lot that can fit in that satchel.
Yeah, there's a whole lot. He's got a clip and he's got jelly beans. All right.
Yep. The two things you really need.
You have the weirdest fidgets.
I really do. And also I have my Twin Peak Funko
Yeah,
Pop.
Cooper.
Love that.
So
Liking puppets and Muppets doesn't make you not gangster, but fighting chat does make you corny, though, says Petty.
Satchel of holding. Darn right, Edwin. It is a satchel of holding.
we really doing this again? Like it's been a while since we've gone at each other like this. You know, I don't. Do we want to return to those dark times when you and I were at war with each other? You know, we have found a shaky but lasting peace. Do we want to break that? Huh? Because anyway, so to our next, and I'm not picking a fight with Chat. Chat is picking a fight with me. Why you just pulled the gun on Chat?
I mean,
did I? I don't think that I did. And now I'm gonna gaslight you.
Gaslighting.
If you could take the success, money, properties from any one franchise,
yes,
and give it to another franchise. If you say, Noirville, I will find where you live and I will break your kneecaps.
It means you'd have to visit me though, and I do miss you. So
I miss you too. And so don't make my visit be one where I have to break your kneecaps. No, I'm just kidding. I would never. You have lovely kneecaps. What franchise would you destroy to give to another franchise?
Okay, so multi-step plan here.
Yes.
I've thought about this. I watch the show every Sunday. For those that don't know, with my funny little beverage, I sit here and I watch while I do my work. And so I've thought about this question quite a bit since you posted it the first time. And know that with my whole chest, on this Sunday, May the 4th, Star Wars can leave. Goodbye. I don't care. I don't like it. I have never once been able to get into Star Wars. I don't care. And on Sunday, May the 4th, the most holiest of Star Wars days, I'm saying loud and proud that it can leave.
You are
Goodbye.
only the second person to pick Star Wars, if I recall correctly.
You know what's up.
Yeah.
Me and Abria know what's up then.
Abria said, Star Wars, bye.
Wow. Like there are safe bets. Like saying Harry Potter's always gonna be a safe bet.
Yeah.
You know, you get 7 movies.
And usually
get
that
a
would
theme
be
park.
my go-to if Star Wars didn't also exist.
Wow. Okay, so we've destroyed Star Wars. That is like a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows, a lot of merchandise, like at
A whole
least
ass theme park.
a theme park. What are you giving all this to?
So I have plan A, and if you tell me I'm not allowed to do plan A, then I have a plan B.
Okay, what is plan A?
Plan A is I would like to distribute that money equally among my friends' projects. And yes, that includes Noir Volt, Come Break My Knees, see if I care. But that also is like Unbalanced Encounters with the Patrick Perini. Patrick is in chat. Everybody over there, they're all such phenomenal people. I'd give Unbalanced Encounters money. Literally like Zach's music, Sarah's, like everything that Sarah's up to, which is a ton of stuff. Literally like all of my friends, because that's Star Wars money is an amount of money I would never be able to get through on my own or on one project. I would have to spend
what Star Wars is valued at.
such like the amount of money I could afford new knees. See, there you go. Doesn't even matter that you break mine. I can buy myself some new ones. How big a number? How many digits?
Star Wars is estimated to be worth $70 billion.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't spend $70 billion in a lifetime. Side note, eat the fucking rich.
Disney bought them for $4 billion.
Yeah, I
And
could
it
never.
earned them 12 so far.
I could never, in my wildest dreams, spend that much money in one place ever. I don't think I could spend that much money in my lifetime. So I want to give it to my friends, and I want them to go create all of the cool things that they talk to me about, that they're like, oh, if only like time and money weren't such problems. Great. They're not anymore. You have now enough to pay yourself a salary that means you never have to work again, and you have so much money that you could do whatever you want. Please go make the cool things. I would keep maybe a little bit for myself to do the same thing, but like I want to give it to all of my friends just so they can go make all the cool shit that their heart desires, and they don't have to like struggle while they do it.
I mean, that might be the new question. What would you do with $70 billion?
Yeah. God, so much. And then if you weren't going to let me split it among my friends, I was going to say I want a Warehouse 13 reboot. But really, I could probably give a bunch of money to my friends and still have a Warehouse 13 reboot. I could have it all.
I have to let you know right now, like if I woke up and $70 billion is in my account, I'm immediately turning into a villain. Like immediate. Like I know myself. Like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend. Like listen, I'm hunting people. I'm hunting people. I'm buying an island. I'm hunting people.
Only the rich. The rich that won't help people. That's who you're gonna hunt on that island. I'll drop them off myself.
I mean, like, hold on, like, yeah. No, like, I'm hunting millionaires.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if 70 billion is enough to flex and buy a billionaire to hunt.
Yeah, of course it is. This is plenty. You could buy yourself a handful of them for that price, to be honest.
honestly, at that like 70 billion, you could just buy a town and
Yeah.
just
You could buy multiple towns. You could maybe buy a state or a country, depending on what country you want.
Yo, you know how lit it'd be? Like, you know what? Fuck all of y'all. Everybody come to our town.
Yep.
Like, just fuck this. Okay. Wow, that is a good answer.
Thank you.
Fox, what about you? What franchise are you killing this week? And for what? I become a villain. Says the person who pulled the gun on chat. No, I think you already are. Yeah.
But in the best of ways.
In the best of ways. It's just a fidget.
Okay. I'm killing. Who am I killing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I want to answer with something that hasn't been answered before. I'm trying to figure it out.
I think I got one, but I want to
Go
hear
for
what
it.
you got.
Go
Hold
for
on.
it.
First, I need to see how much it's valued at. Oh yeah, I'm doing it. Okay, you ready for this one?
Mhm.
I am. It's not really a franchise though. That damn, I can't do what I was gonna do. Well, it's my.
I think I have an answer.
Okay, what's your answer?
I'm killing Law and Order. I'm killing the Bruckheimer universe.
Oh
Most
my god,
propaganda.
that's so much money. Because you have every spin-off.
Law and Order is worth $1.6 billion.
That's so much money. No more
And
Olivia
it's-
Benson, no more Ice-T in the,
I mean, I'm gonna give Ice-T work because
Oh yeah, he deserves it.
he deserves it. But
Ice-T.
Yeah. He's on Law and Order SVU. I
Yeah.
watched nearly every episode of Law and Order SVU, and they've
yeah,
had like 27 seasons.
I'm killing Dick Wolf's universe.
The whole thing. Fuck it.
No more Dick
Into the
Wolf
sun.
jokes. And I'm gonna funnel that money to projects like Noirville, like any of my friends' stuff. I figured that that's like a good amount of money. It's several series, and we can build like our own interconnected universe that isn't propaganda.
All right. I think I know what I'm gonna do. I am going to get rid of Saturday Night Live,
Ooh,
Interesting.
and I am
Interesting
going
choice.
to give it to Dimension 20.
Oh fuck yeah. Let's go.
Listen, I think Saturday Night Live was a good idea for the time, but now it's not worth that much, but any little bit helps. Time to own Yeller Fast and the Furious and boot the Brandon Sanderson costume starting with Miss Spore. That's a good answer.
Yeah, that's
a
one.
really good answer.
I'm not gonna boot Fast and Furious. I'm gonna boot Michael Bay's Transformers.
I'm also okay with that.
Yeah.
As much as I liked Bumblebee. Or the first 5 minutes of Bumblebee.
There's a very real part of me that kind of wants to put the axe to the MCU, but I can't. I'm not that guy. I ain't got that in me.
How much
Pips
is the
has had a
Marvel
good run.
universe worth? And if we get rid of the Marvel's universe, can we give all the money to Noirville instead?
No.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, why not?
Do it.
How much is the MCU? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It's a lot.
More than Star Wars.
More than Star Wars.
No, it's
No?
not. Star Wars was what, 70 something
Yeah,
billion?
70 billion.
Yes. The MCU is worth 31.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But that brings us to our next segment.
Simpsons is also a good answer. Someone in the chat was like, Simpsons has had a good run. Put it to rest.
Simpsons is worth 13 billion.
Yeah, I
God.
believe that. They've been on forever.
Fuck, dude. All
Yeah,
right.
Forever.
So, this is petty prime time, where if you feel the need to get something off your chest, or if you want to subtweet in real life, this is where you do it. So would anyone like to go?
Oh, the question is, what do I pull out?
I've got a few different gripes, but
same.
I got two, and one of them's kind of ready to go.
Go first.
Hey, you know, if you hold a protest and you see that the only people being nabbed are black, maybe help those people not get nabbed. Maybe like get in the way. Maybe put your privileged body in front of those individuals that are having a hard time. That would be great. And this is just one of my many gripes with liberals versus leftists. Listen, we're not gonna get anywhere if racism is still a thing, and that means that y'all got some work to do on yourself. Saying all the right buzzwords and all that shit, that's nice. But you know what's even nicer? Not being a racist piece of shit. So just maybe examine if you're just saying the right thing versus if you're doing the right thing. There is a difference. We do notice, and we remember, and we talk amongst each other. So like, it's 2025. We ain't got time for performative nonsense. Like I would much rather somebody say the wrong thing and do the right thing versus saying the right thing and doing the wrong thing. That's why sometimes when some of y'all like check us about language, I don't take you fucking serious, because like, oh, that you can't say that, that's offensive. Okay, that's great. What are you doing to change shit though? Like I would much rather an imperfect ally that will actually get off their ass and do something, rather than somebody that will police language and do nothing. So just that is where I'm standing there. Maybe the next time you want to check somebody about something minuscule when they're in the process of putting their body on the line to fix the mistake that we ain't fucking caused, maybe consider shutting the fuck up. That might go a long way. That is what I have to say.
I got one. Your age does not determine your worth in any space, and especially not the tabletop one. If I hear one more thing of like, well, I didn't have that opportunity when I was in my 20s or whatever, I'm gonna fucking throw my head through a wall. It's about talent. It's about like how you are as a person. If you're nice, if you're kind, if you're hardworking, like there are so many factors to so many things, and like yes, some of them are beyond our control and things like that, but like my one little like argument for this very particular segment is there are so many talented people who are, yes, like the youngest person at the table. For a long time, I was the youngest person at the table. I'm usually no longer the youngest person at the table. But I've had multiple times where it's happened to me, and I've had multiple times where it's happened to people that I have played with, where they've been like, hey, this person like said something out of pocket that was essentially like, oh, well, you're only this age, so like, does it really matter to you that much? Or like, does it, like, why would somebody offer that to you when you're only that age? That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And I hate that argument. And I've always hated that argument. It pisses me the fuck off. Indifferent. Thank you.
Fox?
phenomenal.
You laughing at my coffee? Wow.
I'm laughing at the that happened after.
My rant
That's just
last
how I
week.
cough.
My rant last week was good. And I don't know. It might have worked. Who's to say? Because just because you were able to just because the conservatives lost does not mean you need to you can take your foot off the gas. There's still a lot of work to be done. So just don't rest on those laurels just yet. There's still a whole lot of things that need to be done, need to happen. There you go. That's my petty.
I respect that.
Honestly, can I add a second part to mine that now goes with both of yours in a little bit of a way? Because now I'm just inspired. If I hear one more old person, and by old I mean like 70s and 80s, look at me or anybody else that is my generation or younger and be like, well, it's because back in my day we didn't have, blah, 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 blah. Yes, you did. Everybody was so scared they had to stay in the closet or keep their fucking mouth shut because of people like you and assholes like you. And now there are a bunch of 80-year-olds in the government that are like, hey, we know what's best because we've been here for a while. Do you think any part of me or anybody that I know wants some 80-year-old cis white dude in the government telling me what to do or what's best for literally any of us? What was best for you back in the day was that anybody that didn't look and act exactly like you stayed out of your sight. Fuck you. Fuck you. Get out of the government. And when it comes to elections and things, vote for the people that'll change that. There you go. Now that's the end of my rant. We have a primary. We have an election in Pittsburgh. I think it's this Tuesday. So it just made me think of it.
My second rant is gonna be much shorter. They killing Sesame Street, dog. Like they killing Sesame Street. Like for real. Like on a real tip, Six Flags is going away. Sesame Street's going away. Everything is getting worse. All right. Like, come on. Like, just listen. I know it sucks to be like, I made a oopsie, but y'all, we gotta fix this shit. They coming after Elmo. Like, listen, I don't think there's a much clearer side than you on the bad guy side than when Big Bird gets clapped. Like Elmo, dog. We tickled that motherfucker. In the 90s, we would fight each other to tickle that little bastard. Now they got him. They got our little guy. You made it happen. You gotta help us stop this. Get out in the streets. All right, that's it. And for our next segment, what is this show even? What, Mal, is your tabletop commandment?
Oh.
Get out in the Sesame Streets.
Get out in the Sesame Streets.
Would you like to hear some examples?
I would love some examples.
All right, Haley Whipjack's commandment is thou shalt believe oneself to be of equal importance to everyone at the table. Click Clack Snack's rule is thou shalt abide by the rule of cool. Thou shalt not look at monster stats at the table. That is just a dick move, honestly.
Yeah.
Latinos Against Spooky Shit says thou shalt adopt a small creature and have it be the baby of the party, and thy will be thy bond. And Cujo is thou shalt take communication and safety tools seriously. Period. What would you like to add to our tableau of nerd rules or nerd commandments?
Thou shall
Mm-hmm.
play a game with the energy you, your party, and the world needs. And by that, I mean, if everybody is having like a bad time and you're all in agreement that you just like need a time to be a little bit of a giggle shit and just like run around and like cause chaos to the world, that's great. Go do that. Be the like, let that be the type of game that you run. And if you have the energy and like want the energy of like, we live in a dumpster fire and I need to feel like I can save something, run that sort of game. I am a big believer in tabletop, and storytelling as a whole really is very healing when you do it with other people in the right ways. And so I try to be very cognizant of the energy that I have and the energy of those around me. And because I am a streamer and because I put this out on the internet, the energy of the world right now.
Okay, I dig it. I dig it.
Play the games you want to see in the world.
Fuck yes. I love that.
So, you know what? I have a question for you. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day about like the experience of like Fibs at the table, and I'm very curious. I in my time playing, I have noticed, and this was what came up in the conversation of like people not feeling safe to play characters that they want in fear of how people at the table would address those characters. I know that I've had that talk with you, Fox. Have you had that personal experience?
Yeah. I've had it to varying degrees for sure. There have been a lot of characters that at one point or another I've wanted to play, and then getting to the table, I kind of feel out the vibe of things. And I'm like, oh, I don't think this is where I can play that character because I don't know who's gonna say something out of pocket, and then it becomes a really awkward conversation that we need to have. And I'm fully willing to have that conversation if I need to have it. But if I have another character idea that I'm like, this is a little safer for me to play in this instance, and I don't know this person very well, and I don't know what's going to go down like at this table, then I'll pick that secondary character over my first idea because I am someone who sits in a weird place on the gender spectrum. I don't really have one of those. But I like obviously present very femme probably 90% of the time. Like this is how I look.
Right.
And so, and because I'm a burlesque performer outside of tabletop, and so a lot of people, when they find that out, have like some sort of preconceived notion about what I do or what I'm into and things like that. And they like to step further than they can actually step. So a lot of times in games, I will play like a very badass to the point, fuck you type of character. If I am sitting at a table that feels that energy, sometimes I just like to play that type of character anyway. Like I have a lot of fun in that kind of character, but sometimes I pick it out of necessity more than this is what I wanted.
Yeah. I think that I think that is the tabletop commandment that I would make, which is don't be somebody that makes somebody else change their character. Like that's pretty fucked.
Yeah.
That is, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, like that question came to mind. I just wanted to get your perspective on it.
Yeah, for sure. More than happy to.
There's another segment that was long dead, and we're resurrecting it on this episode.
Let's go.
What is on your TTRPG bucket list?
Oh, so many things. I keep a page. Notion is how I organize my whole life, essentially. I lovingly refer to it as my second brain. And I do have a small section that's called Little Victories and Big Goals. And it's where I keep a list of like cool things that I've done, because on my bad days, when I'm like really not sure why I'm in this and I'm like feeling really bad about my skill set, I go look at that list and I'm like, huh, okay, like I actually do cool stuff. They're not like coming to mind right now because life is hard. But then the other half of that is my big goals list. I would love to like write for a company. I've played for a company. I've done like Kobold Press games and things like that. But I've never had the opportunity to write for a company, and I think that would be a lot of fun. I mean, I have one goal that is very similar to many other people's goals, which is, damn, get me in the dome. Sam Reich, you'll never watch this, but put me in the dome.
Oh, excuse no, I'm just kidding.
I'm saying this specific episode. Sam Reich would watch Morning Ritual.
No, absolutely.
This specific
no,
episode, of
absolutely
course he
not.
would. That would be really cool. A live show at a convention, I think, would be super fun to do. Like it's those types of things. I really want to be on a panel. I've almost been on a panel twice now, and they've gotten canceled for like one reason or another, whether it was like the event itself had to be canceled or the timing or whatever. I've done one panel ever, but it was like an online panel. I really want to do one live, like at a convention.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So like those are some of my goals. I have a lot of goals though, because I try to keep very much in mind of it truly is about the little victories, like the things that make me happy and bring me joy. And like if I never get those big goals, that's okay. It happens. There are so many people that dream so big and they never get the shot. I have accomplished so much in 3 years that I'm so incredibly fucking proud of. Even if it's not been like the easiest ride, or I've not gotten all the opportunities that I wanted, like this only ends when I say it ends, and I'm not done yet. So I'm going to be so proud of what I've done so far. And when I decide to stop, I stop. When I'm happy with what I've done and I think I really can't do any more of this, I'll be done. But my biggest goal is to do everything happily in the space until I decide it's over.
Hell yeah. Now we got time for 2 more segments here.
Sure.
I'm bringing back another one, and I'm actually writing them down this time so we can remember to do them for
I have them in
everybody.
my purple book, but my purple book's like in the closet over there.
That'll help me none.
I'll dig it out for you.
Now, if you're at a table, chances are nobody's perfect, and some of us have things that we need to work on. This is where you can come and confess your sins, to your tabletop sins, to us, and we will give you penance that you will go forth and do to improve your behavior at the table. But you have to tell us what your sin is. Like, what are you doing at the table that is also fuck shit, right? Like if I had to confess, I am officially banning myself from having characters break bad. Like, no more characters flipping out and going evil-ish. It's happened like twice now, and I'm stopping it. It's no more. I'm not gonna break bad anymore. And this is then the point where I would be given a penance by the 2 of you.
I need an example of. I was gonna say I need an example of a penance from Fox before I know what direction I can go.
Penance for you for Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the next time that the temptation comes for you to steer the car off the cliff into the evil abyss, check in with your party. Check in with your table and see if, hey, this might be the direction that my character's going.
I'm starting to think Grave A was very much affected by me pulling out a prop gun. It's like the 8th time he mentioned it.
Check in with the party and see. Ask someone at the party to help redeem you.
But I don't want to be redeemed. I want to kill the people that made me mad.
Well, what if you had someone talk you down off that ledge? That's a good character beat.
But why would I be talked down off the ledge when I could just throw them off the ledge? I'm sorry. These are the voices that are inside.
It happens.
Okay. All right. So the
Give
next
us the
time
gun, Noir. Give us the gun.
What?
I can hear the clicking.
I've got a couple. Listen, I take fascism very seriously.
Next time you break bad, imagine that Elmo is asking you what you're doing.
Oh, I'm killing heretics, Elmo.
What are you doing?
I'm getting vengeance, bloody vengeance, Elmo.
That's not very nice.
Oh,
We don't treat our friends like that.
these are Rocco's friends, Elmo.
And then
Doom,
all
doom.
of a-
And then the Dune
Elmo's
music
like-
starts.
Like no. Okay. I will pitch being talked down from the ledge if it goes that way.
There you go.
There you go.
But that is how this works.
Or, alternatively,
do it.
Let one of the other players go apeshit on your behalf.
Yeah.
Make someone break bad for you.
Yeah. That could be cool. I support that.
Damn, that is actually much fucking cooler. That is absolutely much fucking cooler. All right, yeah.
It or someone losing it for you.
It's true.
I think that's your love language.
Right, like
someone willing to break kneecaps on your behalf.
Listen, I don't know what was Padme's problem, because if Anakin is like trying to scope Obi-Wan for me, I'm doing that special thing later tonight. So that is how TTRPG confessionals work. Please.
Wonderful. I have two in mind. One is just funny, and the other one is like an actual thing. So the first one is I once, the table knew, the audience did not. I pretended to have a character sheet for an entire session as a player. I did not have a character sheet. I had accidentally deleted it. And I realized this maybe 5 minutes before we were supposed to start. And it was a Lord of the Rings game. And so the GM and I decided that essentially I was going to flip a coin, and heads was success, tails was failure. And I did that for an entire session and faked it to the audience that I was rolling. This was years ago. This was like when I first started, like probably in my first year of streaming.
I'm not even mad at that.
But I have never told a soul that I did that.
I don't even think that deserves opinions. I think that's pretty fucking awesome. That's
Thank you.
What's the second thing?
A bit of a lie. The second thing is something you have witnessed at my table. And it is that I immediately before starting a show, usually the premiere, but pretty much every episode, I panic.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
my
yeah, no.
entire table watches me panic.
Yeah.
The entire time that I'm setting everything up, because I am 100% convinced that I'm gonna fail. Usually the premiere is like the biggest freak out that I have, and like by like 3 or 4 episodes in, I'm good. I'm chilling by the time we like start. I will say something along the lines like I'm gonna fuck this up, but it's not the same like panic that you all definitely saw in the Childhood Nightmares like first and second episode, where I was like, I'm gonna ruin everything. Like I'm gonna fuck it up. Because I have the utmost faith in my cast, no matter what the show is, no matter if it's a one shot, no matter if it's a campaign, whatever. I have the utmost faith that you all will literally like knock it out of the park every time. I have none of that faith in myself.
Mm.
None of it.
Okay.
The imposter syndrome lives on, and it is rampant.
Penance time.
I deserve it.
I have a penance.
Got
Go
this.
for it.
Sure.
That little voice in your head,
Uh-huh.
give him the name of someone you hate.
Oh.
And then when you hear it crop up, you tell that person that you hate to shut up.
I like that. I like that a lot. I got plenty of names on that list I could pick from. Believe in the me that believes in you. I love that.
Gurren Lagann, I love it. My penance is gonna be brutal in comparison.
I know what rabbit hole we're going down, and I'm gonna say fuck you for it, but say it anyway.
Every time you say something to the effect of that you're gonna mess this up or you're gonna ruin it, you immediately have to follow it up with, I don't believe in you to each member of your cast.
Absolutely fucking not.
That is, it'll make you shut that up, won't it?
Fine. It will make me shut it up because I would never say that to any of my cast members.
Exactly.
Ever.
So if it's like, I'm gonna fuck this up, and you're 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 gonna fuck this up.
Could you imagine had I done that to you all at any point in Childhood Nightmares? If I just went, y'all are gonna fuck this up so bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
would never.
Yeah.
I'd have a panic attack.
Yeah. Makes you stop that shit.
Fair enough. There you go. There's my confessional, and I will take my penance, and I will name the voice in my head a shitty name, and I will never at least say it out loud because I can.
Oh, you have to say it. You have to say one cast member out loud. It can be me. I don't give a shit. But I'm gonna make you. I'm good. You know what? Even if it's a production I'm not in, you have to say No Heart's a Failure. Like that.
I will never. Never.
Oh.
No. We had so many good nights. And you were literally all of you were so none of my cast members have ever fucked up a show. I have always said if anybody's gonna fuck up the show, it'll be me. But then like everything turns out okay, so it's fine.
Next time they're a guest on the show, confession, I told everyone at the table they were gonna screw everything up. I got turned off the show immediately. Yeah,
I only freak out when I'm a guest. When I'm the game master. I don't freak out when I'm a player. When I'm a player, I'm fine. I'm straight up chilling. I figure I put too much pressure on myself as the person that has to steer the ship in some sort of capacity. Whereas as a player, I am sharing that responsibility like very equally among other players, and the GM is like steering the ship or whatever. But as the person steering the ship, I tend to be like, because I'm coming up with all these original concepts. I do all the world building and stuff, and I'm like, today's the day, boys. Something's gonna fall through the cracks. The floorboard will collapse from underneath me as it does to Barbara and Adam and Beetlejuice, the musical, and straight up fall.
Mal's going to get one a-hole for the table to abuse. Yeah, I already said I'd volunteer. So anyway, that brings us to our final segment, the oldest segment, the one that we never forget. Well, actually, we have 2 more segments, but this is
Beautiful. I'll stay here as long as you all want. I'm in wonderful company, chilling on a Sunday at 1:05 p.m., and I have angered the entirety of the Star Wars fandom. I'm feeling great.
If you have been in the TTRPG space for long enough, you've probably had the misfortune of playing at the table with that guy. That guy is a veritable black hole of fun at the table. That one that if they were thrown into a black hole, your enjoyment would improve by 100%. So I have to ask you, Mal, have you played with that guy?
Oh, of course I have. Of course I have. Absolutely. I played with a few different that guys. But yeah, I have most certainly played with that guy on multiple occasions, and it has sucked so much of the fun out of my life. Because they just like they want everything to be this exact way, and I feel like that guy would have rather been in a scripted production than an actual play that is improv, because it would basically be like them wanting to retcon what other people, like other players, have said. And I'm like, what is happening here? Like, you don't get to be like, well, no, you don't go to the kitchen because I need you here for what I want to do. No, I went to the kitchen, motherfucker. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not there. Yeah.
Meet me at the kitchen. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Like, if you want to go talk to me, you can find me in the kitchen. That's cool. You can, like, come and duck your head in the kitchen and be like, hey, can you meet me in the hallway so I can talk to you about something? You don't get to control my player and that player and that player and your player and half the shit the GM says. That's not how tabletop gaming works.
They said that you can't go to the kitchen because
because they were like, but I need you here for a thing I want to do. And I was like,
that is
okay.
wild.
Yeah, I went to the kitchen anyway because fuck you and the energy you bring where you think you can control me. But it's a lot. Like, that is just one example of that guy, to be honest.
Oh, that is a very brazen that guy. That is.
No. I also had a different that guy, which like they had a similar energy, but not the exact same problem, where we were like in the middle of a thing, and they decided like that day that they had a problem with me. I think they had a problem with most of the world, but like they decided to take it out on me. And so in session 0, we talked about like a lot for our characters interacting and things like that. And then we get to the day of game and they're not doing anything that we talked about in session 0. None of it. And every time I try to do it, they like brush it off and like act like it's not happening or like put their character in another space. And I'm like, okay, this is fine, I guess. I'm just gonna AWOL too then if you're gonna like not go with what we talked about. We have a session 0 for a reason. Or like if they wanted to change their mind, that's cool, but you gotta communicate that. Because like we built our characters to be like buddies or whatever, and now all of a sudden you're acting like you don't fucking know me. And I'm like, what in the actual hell is happening? It takes one text message, like one message on Discord to be like, hey, decided I don't want my character to do that. Cool. I'd still be like, it's fucking weird, but at least you said words about it instead of me like trying to go up to your character and be like, hey man, like haven't seen you in a couple weeks. What's up? And they're like, nothing. And then they just like take their character another space. I'm like, what is happening?
Just say words about it.
Yeah, just say words about it. That's fine. People are weird.
The retcon man.
Yeah, people are weird and they don't know how to control their emotions or what they want or communicate what they need. Communication, everybody. Communication.
I still think that first one is egregious. You
Yeah,
can't go
no,
to
the first
kitchen.
one is definitely way worse. Way worse.
I genuinely don't know what I do if I'm like, my character's gonna go there. No, they're not, because I need them.
And I need $1 million, but we can't always have what we want. Goodbye, I'm going to the kitchen. Like, I
guess we fucking fighting now? Like,
yeah. Maybe we'll just fight about it, man. I don't know. It's fine. I literally, it was one game, and I was like, and I'm out. Never doing that again.
You know,
If you want something scripted so bad, go write a screenplay or a book. Don't come in here with your bullshit.
That was another player though, too. Like I have no GMs
Yeah, I was a
that
player.
do that.
No, it was a
But-
player.
like
Totally a
what's the GM doing while that's happening?
Honestly, like the first time, because the guy was like fairly new at playing, the first time he did it, the GM was like, oh well, like if that's what Mal wants to do, like it's cool. We can circle back around, like we can get Mal and you back in the same room. Like that's really not an issue. Like we can figure that out. And the guy was like, okay, I guess, whatever, fine. But then like throughout the whole thing, he was like that. And like every single time the GM seemed more and more uncomfortable, but they were also somebody that was not confrontational in any way. So I was like, I am happy to tell this man what it's about. Don't you worry. And so I basically we were probably like 2 hours in because I'm a patient person. I am someone that I'm like, I will give you all the grace in the world if you're like new to this, or like maybe you misunderstood what we were trying to explain. I really try my best. Years of customer service. But like we got maybe 2 hours in and he tried to do it again to somebody else, not even me. And I was like, hey, so here's the thing. If we were in this scenario, if it was like the four of us in this house, and this is what we're doing as people, forget about your character. You're not your character anymore. You're insert name here. And if I looked at you and went, you can't go do that because I need you to go do this thing with me, and my thing is more important than your thing, would you like that very much? And he was like, well, I mean, like, it's not like that. I'm like, no, it's exactly like that. Because just like you have agency as a person, where I don't get to come to you and tell you all about your hopes and dreams and wishes and beliefs and just, like pull you around like you're an action figure. What you're not going to do is look at me like I'm some Barbie doll you have control of. Do I fucking look like Barbie to you? And he went, well, no. And I was like, so do you think that you're going to pick up my ass like I'm Polly Pocket and put me in the room you want? Or do you maybe think that you should take care of your little character doll and I'll take care of my little character doll, and they'll take care of theirs and they'll take care of theirs, and the GM will take care of the rest of them, and you get agency over exactly one of them, and it is your fucking Ken doll. And he was like, you know, you're probably right. And I was like, I'm probably right. And he was like, you're right. I should do whatever. Like, I just really wanted to do this thing. And I'm like, great. That's something that you communicate. And you say, hey, I'd really like to do this thing. Would you care if we did this thing? Those are questions you're allowed to ask. And he was like, cool. Can we go do the basement thing together? And I was like, yes, we can go do the basement thing together. Was that very hard for you? And he said, no. And I said, great. Moving on. And then we played for another like hour and a half, and he was fine the whole time.
I really think this space needs to review conflict and the cost of being conflict avoidant.
Correct.
I think a lot of our problems comes when people would rather roll over than fight.
Yeah.
I understand there are some circumstances where it is necessary to not bear fangs, but you know, I think if we as a hobby or just nerddom in general kind of had an honest conversation with ourselves about conflict, in those instances where one person is unable to initiate the conflict, I think having someone willing at the table to start, because what I find is oftentimes everybody's just waiting on that first person to go.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, the first person to go like, "Hey, this is bullshit." Maybe not in maybe not in so many words, but
you tried to be nice about it like 3 times and he just wasn't getting it. And I was like, great. Let's figure this out then. Because I'm really not the person. I'm usually not the one to start a confrontation by any means. Like, I try so hard to be nice and patient and everything. It's when I see you mistreat somebody else that I then get pissy about it.
That's what we need more of. I truly believe it's just like being willing to be like, all right, I'm calling bullshit because I'm watching you punch this person over and over and over again, and it needs to fucking stop.
Yeah.
Nothing but my respect for you doing that.
Thank you.
And I think this is a great segue for the very last segment, which is the community spotlight. So this is where we give you a little time to throw some light on people that you think need to be recognized, people that aren't getting as much shine as they should, and also maybe people that you think we should reach out to and talk to next.
I said this earlier, I have so many friends that are so incredibly talented that like are building some of the coolest stuff. I am picking Unbalanced Encounters though, for my like one little shine in the spotlight thing. So everybody, Unbalanced Encounters is a podcast that is so amazing at what they do, and it's like a stellar team over there. Patrick, who is the showrunner, and he's the DM. He also is in Noirville. You haven't seen him yet, but you will, and he's phenomenal in it. Emily Graymore is on the cast, and like Cinderblock Sally and Craig plays everywhere too, by the way. He's like all over the place, and he's so phenomenal at what he does. And they've been in the middle of recording their next show, and everything I hear about it is just so good. Go check out Unbalanced Encounters. They deserve all of your love. They're such hard workers. And they make really great stuff all around. They do like long form and short form games and all sorts of stuff. They're just so good. And everybody over there is incredibly kind and hardworking and nice. And those are things that I value way more than some metrics that this space tends to believe in more. And I really appreciate them. And they're all wonderful friends. So go look at Unbalanced Encounters.
Hell yeah. Well, that's it. That's the show.
There you go. We did it.
We did it.
Yes, we did.
Thank you all, as always, so much for joining us. Please be sure to check out all the stuff that we got going on here on Morning Ritual. We'll have our next guest, of course, next Sunday. We'll let you know by Wednesday who that is. Be sure to check my socials, where we'll have clips and everything of everything that happens right here on Morning Ritual. I've been one of your hosts, Noir. You can find me all over the internet as the Noir Enigma. That's Twitch, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky. And I'll pass it on over to our host.
Hi, everybody. I'm AJ Fox. You can find me everywhere. A new brand is forthcoming.
Yay!
Because we figured out a username that's good across all the socials. So stay tuned for that rebrand coming soon. You can find me here on Morning Ritual. Last Tuesdays of every month, you can find me for the Streampunks Coffee game with the lovely Sam Delev and my co-host here, who is our GM. Other than that, I don't really stream that much right now, but I'm working on getting that fixed now that I've got more stable internet. So you might see me doing a little gaming here and there. But that's it for me. Mal, tell everybody who you are, where you can be found.
Hi, I'm Mallory. You can find me anywhere the internet may have to offer. Usually it's like Twitch, TikTok, Well, I guess I Twitch somewhere else. TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, all of that at Moxie Blue, MOXXIEBLUE. I am the owner and executive producer over at Rediscovery RPG, where we make all sorts of actual play content and kind of also how it's made, which is a lot of fun. I'm hoping to do more streaming soon. We're going to do a special birthday stream in 10 days because my birthday is on the 15th. And then we'll be back for our next full campaign, which is called Human Error. And it's a like sci-fi psychological thriller campaign that I'm very, very, very excited about. I'm literally doing the production right now for 4 new shows. So there will be a lot of content and it'll all be coming out soon. Just give me a couple more weeks and I'll get everything finished, situated. Otherwise, you can find me as a part of Norval. My show isn't out yet, but don't worry, it will be soon. And I'm very excited about it and very proud of it. So yeah, hopefully y'all like it when it gets here.
Y'all better. No, I'm just kidding.
And that's been our show. Thank you all so much for joining us. But until next time, the ritual has concluded. Bye, everybody.
Bye.